Hi everyone and welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews, and this is the last day of the Todd La Torre Rejoicing the Suffering reactions, because I'm going to do all three. So everyone who's watched them so far, I've just loved everything about the album. I just think it's just fantastic, and as I'm listening to it more, it's growing and growing and growing and growing on me, and I just love it. I just love every track for different reasons, you know, and there's so much different stuff going on. There's metal, just pure metal. There's thrash metal. There's a little bit of progressive metal. You've got the excellent, absolutely excellent guitaring from Craig Blackwell. I mean, I don't know where he's been all this time. I'll have to have a little look. But, you know, as far as in the music industry, but he's got a bright future ahead of him. Do you know what I mean? Whatever he wants to do, he's just one amazing guitarist. And you've got, obviously, Todd, who is just outstanding on this album and giving us loads of different stuff with his voice. And you know what, for all those people that think, you know, I've heard a couple of things about, you know, why is he doing all these voices, and it's, you know, you can get some people, some singers that stretch to do different stuff and it just sounds ridiculous. I think he just naturally sounds like he's naturally going into these voices, and like I said, using his voice as an instrument. So why not? It's, you know, for me, a singer is so important in metal, and that's a lot of the reasons why I can't get into a lot of metal is mainly because of the singers. Recently, I've actually been getting into more thrash stuff, but it has to have a decent singer, you know, and that's hard to come by sometimes. So I love Testament. I think Overkill are good. Obviously, I like classic Metallica. You know, we're talking probably up to the And Justice for All, and I like the Black Album as well. I'm probably going to get stoned for that. But, you know, some recent bands are great. You know, some of these older bands that are bringing out great material, like I said, Overkill and Testament. Flotsam and Jetsam are bringing out some good stuff now because they've got a real decent singer, you know, fronting the band. There's some bands out there, but they're few and far between. But none, you don't usually get a singer like Todd. I'm not saying all this album is thrash, but there's a lot of thrash elements, as you know, if you've been listening to the album. And a voice like his over this music is just, it's a dream come true, because it's like heavy music, but it's got a brilliant singer. It's not something you usually get. I'm probably going to get attacked by the cat. The cat's going to be crying up here in a minute. It's probably going to be shagging my missus's dressing gown. She ain't happy. She saw the video yesterday, and he's in trouble. He's in trouble, but he'll come and do it again, without a doubt. So, Fractured. We're looking at the bonus tracks. Fractured is the first one. I worry about bonus tracks because I think they're bonus tracks for a reason, usually. But you sometimes get quality bonus tracks that sometimes you think, why weren't that on the album? And, you know, and I can understand. I think it finished brilliantly. The album proper on Apology. And even though I had the cat annoying me yesterday doing it, it really, you know, with all those distractions, it still hit home, the feeling in that song and the emotion, and it hit me quite hard, you know, because of my dad dying in a few years back. And, you know, if it can do that with all those distractions, and man, I've listened to it since, obviously, and it's an amazing song. My favourite song is still is Vexed, but as I'm listening to those others, man, they're just growing and growing and growing on me. I tell you what, I was listening to Hellbound and Down earlier. I had to go and get a bit of food, shopping and stuff. Coming back, Hellbound and Down came on, and that's just, man, it's just everything about every one of these songs is great so far. So, like I said, this is Fractured. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard One by One, which is the last song on the album, is the one that may not resonate with me. I'm interested still. Okay, this is Fractured. Here we go.
Protest the grotesque, expose atrocities. Do this, don't say that.
or love on Time Signature.
Down, switch the shit that's going round. Take the fight or split the hook. Do you see another way? They're fracturing the system. Will you be the one to say enough with all the suffering?
Fuck me.
Subject to suspect.
Fucking
Connect the
heavy.
dots to see. Logic of fallacy. Conceive the laws of probability. Level up, shut 'em down. Switch the shit that's going round. Take the fight or split the hook. Do you see another way? They're fracturing the system. Will you be the one to say enough with all the suffering? What do you think is what would be a matter of persistence? Truth is staring in your face. The facts are what they're covering.
Just going to stop it there. I think I heard the guitar coming in for a solo. So I think what you got here is you got a brilliant song that I totally agree that it shouldn't have been in with the rest of them, but it's still a great song. I love the little odd time signatures, little progressive elements in this. My least favourite part of the song is the actual chorus. It sounds more along the lines of sort of melodic, sort of modern metal. That chorus, you know, it sounds not new metal. New metal ain't even modern anymore, is it? But you know, it feels like I've heard that type of chorus before. Whereas everything else on the album, you know, it just feels a bit more like it fitted within the album. The best bit about this is those verses and that fucking riff, man. Fucking hell, that riff at the beginning. But really cool, like I said, time signatures that there's only been 2 or 3. It's very clever. Very fucking clever. You can understand this doesn't I don't know where you would put this on the album. I think the album is 10 track length and the songs that are in it within that album are absolutely perfect. And don't get me wrong, this is a fucking great song, but there's something about it and I can understand why it's a bonus. You know, it's a great track, and it hasn't finished yet, and there's some great guitar in, riffing as good as always. But it makes it interesting because if you actually listened to this and it was another band, or even if Todd brought this out before he brought the album out, I think I would have been fucking excited because I think it's great. I think I've been a bit spoiled with the album. I think I've been a bit fucking spoiled. And it's like the album's near enough perfection. So anything but, I'm picking holes. And you know what? If any other band did this, they'd be fucking proud of it. So I think I'm being a bit picky. But just for me, as far as the song goes, it's just not quite on par with the rest of the album. And you know, there's elements of this song that are great, are fucking great, and that I, in general, love, you know. But I just think that album is just the album 1 to 10 is just fucking such a height. It's going to be hard for anything to, even his own stuff, to reach the heights of them first 10 songs. I don't know, listen to the rest of it. It's great, by the way. Don't get me wrong. It's a fucking great song. But not on the same level, I don't think. There's something not where it doesn't quite hit them same heights. But it's a great song still. Let's listen to the rest of this now. I love that. tempo change. That's brilliant. Love that riff though. That's fucking great. So, yeah, first impressions is it's a great song. It's a really good song. My first impressions is that it ain't as good as the rest of the album. That solo, the fucking solo, I love the nice, like the tempo change in the solo where it went slower. The guitar, the solo itself was outstanding. Absolutely, in fact, I think it's the best thing about that riff going through the verses and that solo are fucking amazing. Like I said, this would put a lot of bands to shame, this song. But man, I don't know, I think they've just, my expectations of what I've had so far on them 10 songs are just fucking amazing, absolutely amazing. But it's a great song still. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think it would have fitted on the album? Do you think it's as good as the rest of the album? Because we've all got different opinions. And let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your comments whether you think it should have been actually included fully on the, you know, make it 11 songs, this one for instance. So that's the first one of the bonus tracks. The next one is Set It Off. Sounds fast. It sounds fast to me. I'm just guessing. I fucking guessed wrong on a load of these, so I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, let me know what you think of the first of Fractured. I'm really interested to know what you think, whether you think it should have been a bonus track or not. And if you want to subscribe, please press the red button bottom right hand corner.